NBA legends. They are the icons that give the game of basketball life. They breed tons of nostalgia for NBA fans globally, and they start all of the age-old debates that have become so popular in pop culture and national television.
I want Iguodala.
We're giving every franchise a former legend and simulating a season. Every single team gets a franchise icon. So let's go down the list. The Philadelphia 76ers will be adding Allen Iverson. Washington Wizards will be adding Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert and Bradley both got the strap on them. The Boston Celtics will of course be adding Larry Bird. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Larry Bird will be dominant. The Chicago Bulls will be adding 99 overall Michael Jordan. They'll finally be playing with the real GOAT. The Brooklyn Nets will be adding Dr. J. This team should be good, but who knows if they'll show up. The Cleveland Cavaliers add none other than 99 overall LeBron James. Trae Young will finally get another superstar, as the Atlanta Hawks will add Dominique Wilkins to the crew. Expect some serious highlight reels. New York Knicks are still gonna suck, but at least they add Walt Frazier. The Orlando Magic are still gonna suck, but at least they add Penny Hardaway. By the way, Penny Hardaway is not talked about enough just in terms of being one of the greatest players ever. Injuries suck, man. Giannis and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar will team up. Expect this to be pretty dominant. The Indiana Pacers will add 93 overall Reggie Miller. Miami Heat will add none other than Dwayne Wade, by far the biggest icon in the history of the franchise. Charlotte Hornets add Glenn Rice. Yeah, the franchise hasn't had too many good players. This will definitely be a fun one though. The Toronto Raptors will add prime Vince Carter. Scotty Barnes and Vince Carter could be a deadly duo. The Detroit Pistons add Isaiah Thomas. Now heading over to the Western Conference, the Minnesota Timberwolves will add 98 overall Kevin Garnett. Oh God, Kevin Garnett and Patrick Beverly, what could go wrong? Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies will add a legend in Zach Randolph. It's the culture there, perfect. Sacramento Kings add 99 overall Oscar Robertson. Chris Paul's going home to the New Orleans Pelicans. I guess when he played on the team, it was actually the New Orleans Hornets. Akeem Olajuwon's back on the Rockets. LA Clippers add Bob McAdoo, underrated player in NBA history. Hopefully the Utah Jazz will make it out of the first round. They add Karl Malone. The LA Lakers will be solid, hopefully. They had Magic Johnson. Luka Doncic gets another white boy, and big old Dick Nowitzki. We got prime Carmelo Anthony back on the Denver Nuggets, prime Steve Nash back on the Suns, Gary Payton on the Thunder. Obviously, he actually played for the Sonics. San Antonio gets a great pickup in big old Tim Duncan. Damian Lillard finally gets some help. Clyde the Glide Drexler. The Golden State Warriors add more shooting. They get Chris Mullin. These three are going to shoot the lights out. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's every single team. I had to pick a team to win. I'm for sure taking the Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Another team that's going to be sneaky good is this Philadelphia 76ers team. In the power rankings, though, the LA Clippers actually coming first. They're saying 95 overall, Bob McAdoo's going to make a difference. Coming in last in the power rankings is still the Detroit Pistons. Even Isaiah Thomas can't save that shit show. But let's go ahead and simulate to the All-Star break, and we can find out for a fact. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as I promised, we are at All-Star Weekend now. Your All-Star captains are Kevin Garnett of the Timberwolves and LeBron James of the Cavaliers. Every single player in the All-Star game is a legend. Currently leading the Eastern Conference is the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis is dominating like I suspected. He's averaging 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. Kareem is doing his thing too. 25 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists. Second in the East is Atlanta. He's averaging a very solid 24 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. This is shocking to me. I don't care. First in the West is the Los Angeles Clippers. Bob McAdoo's a fucking GOAT. He's averaging 29 points and 13 rebounds. Second in the West is actually Utah. The Mailman's averaging 21 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. And get this, guys. Rudy Gobert's supposed to be a fucking superstar. He's only averaging 10 points and 10 rebounds. Milwaukee Bucks are also first in the power rankings. Last in the power rankings is actually the New York Knicks. Somehow 98 overall Walt Frazier is even sucking on this team. He's only averaging 18 points and 8 assists. What is it with this shitty ass franchise, man? The list of 3-point contestants is very interesting though. Gilbert Arenas is in this bitch. Expect him to absolutely shoot the fucking lights out. Just kidding, he only got an 18. Reggie Miller actually ends up winning. Good for him. If Vince Carter isn't in this dunk contest, so help me God, you have to be fucking shitting me. Let's simulate to the end of the season. While we simulate though, if you guys haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button. We are so close to 20,000 subscribers. By hitting the sub button, you automatically enter yourself into a $50 giveaway. Also, let's try and get this video to 200 likes. You guys smashed the like goal last time. Let's get to the end of the season awards. This is actually quite shocking, but Kevin Garnett wins league MVP. This man dominated. Averaged 23 points, 16 rebounds, 6 assists. James Harden actually ends up winning 6th man of the year. Remember, the Sixers got Allen Iverson, so I guess Harden got booted out of the starters. Michael Jordan wins defensive player of the year. That's not too much of a shock. He averaged 2.5 steals and 1.5 blocks a game. Gilbert Arenas is on All-NBA first team. He averaged 29 points, 7 rebounds, and 9 assists. The rest of the team includes Luka Doncic, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, and Bob McAdoo. Second team has Embiid, LeBron, LeBron, Dr. J, Magic Johnson, and the Big O almost averaged a triple-double. Big O averaged 27 points a game, 9 rebounds, and 10 assists. An All-NBA third team is going to have Penny Hardaway, Dwayne Wade, Dirk Nowitzki, Giannis, and Jokic. Dirk averaged 26 points, 10 rebounds. The legend D-Wade averaged 24 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists. And Penny freaking Hardaway, he averaged 25 points, 7 rebounds, and 9 assists. While defensive first team, of course, had the glove Gary Payton. He averaged almost 3 steals a game. And ladies and gentlemen, it pains me to say this, but Josh Giddey did not make all-rookie first team. Taking a look at the league leaders, though, Luka Doncic led the league in scoring at 30.9, but Vince Carter and Gilbert Arenas were right behind him at 29 a game. Cleveland LeBron killed it this year, averaged 27 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists. Leading the league in rebounding was the league MVP Kevin Garnett at 16 a game, with Hakeem Olajuwon right behind him at 14. And this is a little bit of a shocker to me. Isaiah Thomas leads the league in assists at 11.6, with Steve Nash and Chris Paul right behind him tied at 11.4. I thought Magic Johnson was going to lead him. The glove Gary Payton, of course, led the league in steals a game. Prime Tim Duncan led the league in blocks at 3.2. Out of all the legends we put in the league, let's talk about the ones that suck. Steve Nash scored the fewest points per game at only 15. Michael Jordan had an extremely underwhelming season, only averaged 23 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. In my opinion, that's not good enough for the so-called GOAT. Zach Randolph didn't play too well. He was only a 90 overall, but he averaged 19 points and 8 rebounds, not that good. I don't know, maybe I'm weird. I just expected more out of some of these guys. But anyways, let's take a look at the NBA playoffs now. The Clippers get the 1 seed in the West and the Bucks get the 1 seed in the East. They both finished at the top of the power rankings. I'm happy the Hawks made the playoffs. We'll get to see Trae Young take on Allen Iverson. Boston's probably going to get fucked up by Cleveland LeBron again, because that's just what he does. A team that didn't make the playoffs, though, was the Golden State Warriors. I thought this trio was going to be better. Chris Mullin did play well, actually. Averaged 22 points a game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. So let's go ahead and simulate this first round and see exactly what happens. Okay, so I fucking called it. LeBron and Cleveland fucked up Boston. In the closeout game for Cleveland, LeBron had 30 points, 9 rebounds, 13 assists. And in the series as a whole, he averaged 32, 9, and 12. Philly swept Atlanta, and Brooklyn swept Miami. Trae Young and Dominique Wilkins were just no match. And unfortunately, Dwayne Wade gets dominated. He only averaged 14 points in the playoffs. I favorite the Milwaukee Bucks. Gentlemen sweep Chicago. Get out of here, bitch. The Clippers will advance to take on Minnesota. The MVP of the league, Kevin Garnett, averaged 22 points, 15 rebounds, and 8 assists in the first round. New Orleans will take on Memphis. Prime Chris Paul is now up to a 99 overall. He averaged 12 assists in the first round. And I guess this Memphis team just built for the playoffs, as they added Zach Randolph, who in the first round averaged 18 points and 7 rebounds. Luka did lead the first round in playoff scoring, with LeBron and Dr. J right behind him. Now in the second round, we'll have LeBron in Cleveland taking on AI in Philly, Dr. J in Brooklyn taking on Kareem in Milwaukee, Zach Randolph and the Grizzlies taking on Chris Paul and the Hornets, and Kevin Garnett taking on Bob McAdoo and the Clippers. Let's go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, and get to simulating. Wow, the Clippers are about to sweep Minnesota. I have to admit, I don't know why, but I would be extremely disappointed and sad if the Clippers won for some reason. This weren't at all a team that I would expect to win this title. They're running away with it here in the fourth quarter, though. Got 5 seconds on the shot clock as he's driving in on Karl-Anthony Towns, and he's going to go up, and he misses. Norman Powell going to be forced to take a terrible shot on Paul George, but he makes it. Doesn't matter, though. The Clippers sweep them and win by a lot. Kevin Garnett did his best as he had 34 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. Bob McAdoo was too much, 31, 7, and 3. And the Sixers got eliminated. Allen Iverson wasn't enough. In the closeout game, he had 27, 5, and 9. But when LeBron goes Super Saiyan mode and add 25, 15, 8, and 4, LeBron's also averaging 29, 10, and 11, good for a triple-double in these playoffs. Milwaukee ends up beating Brooklyn, keeping my prediction alive. And Memphis somehow beats New Orleans and advances to the conference finals. Ja Morant is averaging 29 points and 9 assists in the playoffs, while their legend Zach Randolph is up to 20 points per game. Of the players left in the playoffs, LeBron's leading them in scoring at 29 points. Giannis is leading the league in playoff rebounding at 12, and LeBron is leading the league in playoff assists at 11.2 a game. But now we are in the conference finals round, where we have Bob McAdoo and the Clippers taking on Zach Randolph and the Grizzlies, and then we have LeBron and Cleveland taking on Milwaukee and Kareem and Giannis. I don't know who's going to win this. Let me know in the comments who you guys think is going to pull it out and why. No homo. Well, looks like the Clippers are about to sweep again. I love Zach Randolph as much as the next guy, but I think the Clippers just have too much star power. Weiler are being guarded by Ja Morant. Drives in. Is he going to try and score here? Lefty layup is up and good. Let's simulate a little bit. Midway through the second quarter, LA's only up by 2. See if Randolph can do anything on offense. Ja Morant has the ball with 5 seconds on the shot clock. He's going to get a screen set for him by Jared Vanderbilt, I think. Drives in, passes it to slow-mo Kyle Anderson, who misses the 3. Yeah, they couldn't. They're going to lose by about 8. The Clippers are once again going to sweep this series, this time in the conference finals. They're just dominant, man. Now they're going to advance to the NBA finals, dude. Oh my goodness, I hope this team does not win. Bob McAdoo absolutely tore it up. 36 points, 16 rebounds, 3 assists. Zach Randolph was absolutely non-existent. Only had 6 points and 7 rebounds in the closeout game. Looks like Cleveland is actually about to beat Milwaukee 2-3-1. Is the coming attractions pick finally going to be eliminated by LeBron James? Yep, that's exactly what happened. In the closeout game for Milwaukee, Kareem did have a very solid game. He averaged 27 points and 11 rebounds. But let's face it, LeBron's the GOAT. Still averaging a playoff triple-double, 29, 10, and 11. In the closeout game, he had 30 points, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists. So now in the NBA Finals, we have the LA Clippers taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Bob McAdoo and the rest of the motherfuckers versus LeBron James and the rest of the motherfuckers. Can't bet against LeBron James in a situation like this, so I'm going to go with Cleveland to win. Let's see, we're going to simulate it game by game. Clippers win game 1. Cleveland wins game 2. Clippers win game 3. Clippers win game 4. It's 3-1. Norman Powell is killing it for the Clippers. In game 4, he had 33 points. But let's go in here to possibly the final game of this simulation and see exactly what happens. Coming into the simulation, if you'd have told me that Bob McAdoo and the LA Clippers would have been dominant, I would have called you a fucking idiot. Let's see if Cleveland has anything to say about it, though. They've already come back from a 3-1 finals deficit before. And they got the best guy to do it, LeBron James, as he's going into the lane and gets his shit sent back. LeBron now got the mismatch with Reggie Jackson in the post. Surely this is going to be an easy layup. Yep, it was. Reggie Jackson trying to get a bucket back ASAP, but he misses. Darius Garland going in for the bucket, and he scores. 4-0 Cleveland. Great start for them. Let's see if they can keep it up. Midway through the third quarter now, though, when Clippers are up by 12. LeBron James going to try and force his team back into this. He's trying to post up Kawhi Leonard. This probably won't end well. Kawhi's a great defender. Never mind, LeBron's just that fucking good. Kawhi Leonard, though, driving in and gets an absolute slamma-jammer right there, extending the lead to 12 again. No. And geez Louise, man, 48 seconds left. The Clippers are up by 22. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and Bob McAdoo, the big three of the ages that we didn't know that we needed. The Clippers fan base, for once in their fucking lives, finally actually have something to celebrate. Bob McAdoo, of course, does end up winning Finals MVP, closing off his storybook season. In this game, he had 23 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals, and 3 blocks. And in the series as a whole, he averaged 29 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it. Bob McAdoo's the greatest player of all time. It's settled. It's decided. Not up to me, up to the 2K guys. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support on the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Leave a comment down below for any other videos you guys want to see. But thank you so much for stopping by, and I'm the coming attraction.